Hello, good evening, and welcome inside of City National Arena for the first time in the 2025-26 season. Thank you all for joining us tonight, as it has been for the last 3 seasons or so. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Dominic Lavoie, joined by a different face in the booth tonight. Bo Kennedy, or Dozer, we like to call him. Bo, you've played for this team for the last handful of years on and off the ice, and now you've also been a familiar face on this broadcast, helping us out with the ringside reports and the interviews. So thanks for joining me here tonight.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
So Bo is replacing AJ Reed. AJ wasn't able to make it here tonight, but we have the rest of the usual crew with us from last season. And speaking of last season, Bo, it was a huge year for the program. Obviously, I mean, taking a national championship, the program's first, and kind of exercising the demons that they had from 2024, beating Adrian in the national title game. You were there. You got to lift the Murdoch Cup out in St. Louis. Just walk me through those moments immediately when the buzzer sounded in that third period.
Oh, it was such a relief. Such a cool feeling. I mean, we worked so hard all year, and to see it pay off, couldn't be happier.
You guys celebrated a lot. You guys had a whole media tour, just went around the city of Las Vegas, got a key to the city, a national day in the city of Las Vegas. So it was a huge time for the Skatin' Rebel program, and it was a really big deal. So congratulations again, Bo,
thank
on
you.
that national title. The whole city of Las Vegas really rallied around this team, around this program. They were at the Vegas Golden Knights game. They cranked the siren, former captain Matias Dalmonte, everybody. And they have some guys from this national championship team. We're going to get to the new faces later on in the broadcast, but there's some other guys who since graduated. We saw Kyle Quinn come through the broadcast booth from last season. He's here tonight watching the game from behind the benches. He was in the player intro as well. Quinn spent about 5 seasons with this program, so good to see the guys come back. It really kind of makes Las Vegas a tighter-knit hockey community.
100%.
So we're wrapping up warm-ups here at City National Arena. Once again, this is the Scarlet and Gray Scrimmage games. This is their first look at some of the new faces joining this program and some of the guys who are returning to this program. And obviously, this is the first time this team has hit the ice in front of fans since they won the national championship way back in March in St. Louis, Missouri. So we're going to turn things over to our PA announcer, Joel Blakemore, for a special video coming right up.
Anybody that plays competitive sports has to understand that to win any championship at any level, there's going to be adversity. You have to expect that there's going to be adversity, and you have to understand that you're going to welcome it.
I think right away it was heartbreaking. Looking back at my 4 years here, there was unfinished business, and there was also taking it, one day at a time.
In a sense, we were proud of how far we came, and just a lot of emotion and a bit of regret about not being able to get our ultimate job done.
And that was a very, very special group in my eyes. The chips didn't fall where we wanted them to fall. And what an unbelievable journey it was.
Yeah, it sucked. It was heartbreaking. I think the biggest thing is it really shows you, what it takes to get there.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah. To all the killers and the $100 bills.
We know we very well could have won the game the year before, but that was the year before. The past is the past. So now, new slate, new game. Getting off to a hot start was key, and everything we talked about in film it came down to it.
This may be a chance! They score again! 2 goals in 6 seconds! Dylan Jensen says game over!
It only motivated us a little bit more, but when it's all said and done as a coach, you know, you got to make sure that we're even keeled and we're ready to go. So our guys are on the same page. They're even keeled. They're ready to go. Regardless of who they're playing, we focus on ourselves.
It's going to be a roller coaster, fellas. We know that. There's going to be ups, downs. You stick together and stay positive. We're going to have a good outcome here. Play for the guy next to you. Play for the name on the front, not the back. We're going to be national champions. Here we go, Del.
Hey, let's crack at it. Just be ourselves. Give me a yup after every name. Brad, yup. Rod, yup. Peter, yup. Jack, yup. Gucci, yup. Mark,
Now played away, but gloved by Nagra. To the net, deflected, score! A deflection in front. Sithopoulos, he shoots, he scores! Justin Sithopoulos, top shelf on the blocker's side. Well, here's Brodziak and again. Pad save the Cottonies, wraparound centering pass, score! 3-0, UNLV, Preston Brodziak. Ran from his right, leans in, scores! To the trailer, a shot, score! Tristan Rand's second goal, second in a row. It's now 6-2 Rebels. Dr. Murdoch, say hello to UNLV. Your ACHA national champions. Shots. The UNLV Skating Rebels are your 2025 ACHA Men's Division I National Champions.
The clock hit 0. I think relief, just, Nick and I have been at this a long time. CR is right around the corner in years. There's been, it's cliche to say, but there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put in this program. And so 1 is relief, 2 is just pure joy. I'm ecstatic for the boys that we brought in.
It means so much to this program, and so much to Las Vegas, and so much to every single guy in that room, any single guy who's alumni, any single guy who has ever, been associated with this program in any regard. It means so much to everybody to see, how this has came from the group, being a grassroots program like it was to now being national champs like we are.
It becomes like an obsession, to be honest with you, as a coach, and you really want to be able to do whatever you can to get over that hump. At the end of the day, I always felt like we were going to do it. I didn't know when it was going to happen, but there is that sense of you don't want to be pretenders and always just getting close but failing. You want to be a team that's known to have won a championship.
And just to leave that mark on the program, I was just so excited for everyone who's put in time and effort to this program, and then the coaches, they've transformed hockey in Vegas at the collegiate level. And so yeah, those were some really special hugs, just seeing the emotion on their face. And
when we're playing our best hockey, there was no team this year that could handle us, and that's what we did. We showed up that night, and it's a night I'll remember for the rest of my life.
But when it's all said and done, it really comes down to the will to win. That will has to be stronger than anybody else. And I was proud of our guys this year because that was always there.
I might spend, I might ball. Shit, I might call. I might not, I might go till tomorrow. First to admit, I feel good, but I'm flawed. Work on yourself, keep your family involved. Check on your health, never stress about the loss. If you move with respect, you'll attract what you want, that's a fact. Of course, I'm gon' wanna where you at. How this life thing going, why you do me like that? I've been tense in the chest, I've been running shit back. I was worried about check.
Well, as the video wraps up here at City National Arena, we excuse the camera angle. We're not yet in mid-season form. But once again, I'm your play-by-play commentator, Dominic Lavoie, joined by Bo Kennedy, a former Skating Rebels player. Now, Bo, you're seeing the scenes in St. Louis that we touched on right before this video got started. Everyone watching the stream right now saw this whole video in full on their TV screens. We saw you wearing the number 20 out there. Just what was the moment like for you, especially, I guess, with kind of the hybrid role you're in? You're kind of like a 7th, 8th defenseman. You suit up every now and again. You suited up a few times last season, but also you're on this side of things helping out with the broadcast. So, like, just how unique was that? Because you were kind of our liaison. We were celebrating on your behalf when you were out there.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was really cool, and I was just ready whenever my number was called. And whenever I got the opportunity to step on the ice, I tried to take full advantage of it and help the team get the win.
Yeah, I'm sure you're a really big help. You're a really big help on the broadcast side of things, for sure. And you have the opening night dates up there on the big screen here at City National Arena, October 10th of this year. So we still have about a month or so out from opening night, and once again, we're going to be touching on the newer faces here over the course of the broadcast, over the course of the night. There's, I believe it's 11 new players coming into the program this season as both teams take the ice for the first time at City National Arena. Under the cover of darkness again, we're going to get the lights turned up for you in just one moment, but the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage is always a good time as well. It's just it's a time to play in front of the fans, kind of get you juiced up before the season actually gets going. And just again, we're just over a month out from opening night and defending the title, a banner-raising ceremony, the whole 9 yards against a really tough Utah team. You played against them a couple times. Just what has it been like matched up against them the last couple years?
Yeah, they've been a tough opponent, absolutely. It seems when we go up there on the road, it's tough to get both wins, but hopefully this year we can clean sweep.
Yeah, and I think with the road contest, too, it's a bit different as we're getting lined up for the national anthem here. The Olympic ice up in Utah. So I'm sure that has a bit of its own challenges as a player. You have a lot more surface area you got to cover.
Absolutely.
So we're going to go ahead and take a step away for the national anthem. Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game in 2025 coming right at you around the bend.
Here to sing the Star Spangled Banner, please give a warm welcome to Parker Colbert.
Now the anthem is done and over with. We're awaiting the final puck drop. So tonight, 2 30-minute halves followed by a shootout in the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game for 2025. The shootout, Bo, I'm really looking forward to that. There's a huge controversy with shootouts in hockey, obviously. People say, oh, it's just a glorified skills competition, whatever. But I personally love them regular season scrimmage, whatever it is.
Absolutely, me too.
It just allows you to really see what the creativity is like and what these guys have in their bag of tricks.
100%.
Really puts exactly it's it's a skills competition. You get to put the skills on notice, but there's some people who love traditional and all that stuff, whatever it may be. We're both younger guys, so we can get away with it. So taking a look at the players taking the ice first for the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game, taking a look at our notes as well. So on the Scarlet team, Asher Witz is out there, one of the fresh faces. Devin Nagra as well, with Caleb Strong and Evan West joining them. And looking to get a number on the left winger out there for this team. We're still getting into midseason form. Brady Estabrook. Strong digs into the center ice circle. We already got some gamesmanship. We're underway for the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game in 2025. And once again, the first look at the 2025 national champion UNLV Skating Rebels in front of their home crowd. So early, here comes a great team. That's Heath Mensch turning the puck over, and that's put on net and turned aside. And that's sent right back in by Estabrook. And the Scarlet team gets changed up. And Gray's going to try and get a controlled breakout started. So about 40 seconds already elapsed here in the first half of this game. That's sent into the zone and chipped and centered. And a shot from Tristan Rand. He scores. So Tristan Rand gets on the board first in 2025 for the Skating Rebels. And Bo, Tristan Rand is a guy who's been a deadly goal scorer since he got here.
Right, I'm not surprised, and I felt like that play really started with Bryce Johnson getting in the zone hard there and throwing that out in front, and Randy was there to bury.
Definitely the forecheck from Johnson, like you said, really kind of generated that. He got a stick in there and then picked up a loose puck, and low to high play in the slot. You got to convert that. So that's the first goal scored against Doug Wakeland. Wakeland in his second season with the Skating Rebels was one of the big pieces to the national championship winning team last year. And if you were around a couple years ago when his former team, the University of Central Oklahoma, visited City National Arena, Wakeland had a 40-something save shutout, against UNLV. And myself, our former color commentator Ryan Gilder, who's now at Fox Sports, me and him were gushing about Doug Wakeland. We were just obsessed with the way he played, and now he's in the Scarlet and Gray and won a national championship.
Right, it's good to see him in a UNLV sweater for sure.
And that's just one of those guys that you're happy they're on your side. You know, Wakeland was able to steal a lot of games last season. He was able to steal a lot of games the season prior for UCO. And UCO is a division rival. Both UNLV and the Broncos are in the WCHL. UNLV also winning the WCHL title for the first time in program history last season. So with UCO going under as many changes to the coaching staff and the player roster as they did in the last handful of years, that definitely opened the door for a really competitive UNLV team to take that division title. So the Gray team with a lot of zone time early in this one. And another shot into the chest of Wakeland, and that's going to be held for a whistle. So early on, Bo, what are you making of the speed of this UNLV team in 2025?
It's quick, very quick. Yeah, it's good to see those new faces kind of making an impact early in this game, and it's going to be like that all year.
And they look like they're having fun, too, which it's a scrimmage. You should be having fun, but
right.
It really looks like they're having a good time and kind of playing loose, which is what you want, especially after a training camp with Kelly McCudden, an NHL coach, coming to teach you some new things and kind of run you through a training camp. And this is a nice little end to that training camp as classes start at UNLV, and same with regular old practices to get ready for the season.
Yeah, when Kenny's coaching, it's just cool to be around. He really knows the game well, and it's cool to be able to learn from somebody at the highest level.
And that was Oliver Band, the second-year forward, moving in on Doug Wakeland that last play. Estabrook sends that one on net. And it's going to be held for a whistle. So 26:08 and counting in this first half. So it is runtime, 30-minute halves in this game to get things dialed up for the 2025-26 season for the Skating Rebels. A bit of a mishap on the draw on the far end, and they're going to give it a third try, and they actually get play back started. And kind of taking us through some of the faces here, Bo, you've been around this team really a lot more than I have. You've practiced with them. You've traveled with them. Just for the people at home that might not be a parent or might just be a fan or even a fan that was here at this game, rewatching the game, what can you kind of let them in on and tell them about the dynamic of this group under Anthony Vigneri-Greener?
Well, I feel like last year why we had so much success was because of how close we were. We spent so much time together at our apartment or at somebody's house, and when you have a group like that loves being around each other, it tends to pay off.
And then even at St. Louis, we talked during that video when the video pregame was playing, as there's a centering try and it's frozen out front. And we have a whistle. But going back to St. Louis, though, we talked about it during that game, or during the video pregame. The Liberty game was a bit of a scary one. So was Maryville. So just what was the dynamic like even in St. Louis when, you know, whether it's inside the arena, inside the locker room, when you have a game like Liberty and Maryville where you have to register a come-from-behind win in a do-or-die situation like that?
Right. Coach Greener last year was really pushing on us, bend, don't break. And that was our motto all nationals, and ultimately we got the job done and it paid off. So I feel like that's just something to carry with the team this year.
And bend, don't break. In fact, I mean, I believe it was a 2-0 deficit in both games, if I'm not mistaken, against Maryville and Liberty in the national tournament last year. Liberty, that was the one we talked about a lot. We talked with Kyle Sparrow, our ringside reporter, as well, pregame. You're going to hear from him in between the two halves here tonight about that Liberty game and just how scary that was. I remember watching that game and kind of being concerned in a way. I'm like, okay, this is not looking too good. And then you get one, and then you get two, and then it's kind of that Herb Brooks quote from Miracle, again, except you're not getting back skated. You're scoring goals in a national tournament to eventually advance to the national championship game once again. So bend, don't break mentality. And in that same video, you heard assistant coach Nick Raboni say, we'll be back. And that wasn't taped after the fact. So that if you go back to last season, that it's on the YouTube channel. It's on our YouTube channel. After this broadcast, go ahead and check it out. It's 2024 Nationals recap. He said that in 2024, after that program got shut out by Adrian in the championship game, they kind of just ran out of gas. He said, we'll be back. And then just walking in the rink last year, you felt it was different. It was a different type of feel. It was a different type of team. And just being a student and being around the program for so long, you kind of hate it for those guys that had to leave that season on that note.
Right.
But they've been around this whole time. There's guys like Nick Flanders that are still around the program that ended up leaving that same year. Jaden Ness celebrated that as well. So there's a lot of good guys in that group, and they were really a part of that foundation to build this program into what it is from 2021 coming out of the COVID pandemic and really build them into a national powerhouse.
Right, and I feel like last year why we had so much success is because we had such great leaders. Matias Del Monte, Kyle Quinn, Preston Brodziak, Cole Wyatt, and those were the guys that wore letters, but we had guys that weren't wearing letters that were also leaders.
Exactly. There's a lot of leaders in that room. And early we have a penalty. Sean Karaman's going to be sitting for about 90 seconds here at the 8-minute mark of the first half of the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game. Sean Karaman, a sophomore this season. Really, it feels like Karaman found his groove towards the end of last year. He kind of had to get his footing in the first semester, and then once that spring semester came around, he really started coming into his own.
Right, it was cool to see whether he was up front with the forwards or back on the D end. He definitely made his mark, and it was cool to see Shawnee do that. He's a good kid.
And I mean, in that room for the defenseman per se, there's a lot of guys that are flexible like that. I mean, Joey Carollo's played up, Sean Karaman is played up. You're basically a Swiss Army knife. So just the flexibility that this team has and the depth that was talked about the last couple of seasons is just so much depth over and over and over and over again. It just goes to the recruiting that this program does and just how serious they take everything and how much they really want to get to that next level, which is the NCAA Division I. And even then, too, we didn't even mention the Denver game yet. the game that kind of broke club hockey media and the internet in some way, in any way, shape, or form, really. Just going on the road and beating the defending NCAA D1 champions in a shootout, which it very well might not have been a shootout. You get a few goals back if you're UNLV. As Jackson Wyatt tees one up and fires it to the twine. And already 2-0 for the great team. Jackson Wyatt entering his senior year, believe it or not. Stepping up in a big way there.
Yeah, another skilled player that's going to have a big season for the Rebels this year.
And Jackson Wyatt, as I mentioned, his senior year this season, his older brother Cole Wyatt left the program last year. And Cole, safe to say, is one of the greats of this program, who donned number 37 for his whole career at UNLV. You heard from him in that opening video as well, commemorating the 2025 National Championship. So the great team with a lot of pace early on tonight. Haven't seen much from Luke Fundater down on the other end. And here's a first look at Fundater as that pass goes just outside the slot. Doesn't hit the man. It looked like it was intended for Luke Backel. Another fresh face for this program. That puck gets cleared out of the zone. Joey Carollo recoils in his own end. Snaps that one up to the left wing, and that's chipped back to Carollo at center. He gets bumped off the puck, and that's chipped to Oliver Ban. Ban with it again below the goal line, dips the shoulder. He drops it off for Karaman. Cross ice feed for a one-time drive into the mitt of Doug Wakeland. And once again, that great team putting on a passing clinic. That was Dylan Gordon, one of the freshmen, teeing that one-timer up at the right circle. And another drive from Gordon, blocked up into the protective netting. That was Mario DiMaggio getting down on one knee and deflecting that puck up out of play.
Love to see that.
Now, would you do that, Bo? Would you be getting down on one knee to block a shot in a scrimmage game like that?
100%. I was trying to make the lineup every night, so I had to do everything I had to do to make a difference out there.
See, that's fair. That's fair. I probably wouldn't do that, though. I wouldn't want to be limping to class the next day for no reason, for a game that doesn't count towards the standings.
You're more of a skill guy, though, so you didn't have to do that.
Oh, you haven't seen me play yet, so I don't know. I don't know about that one. Maybe we'll get a segment out of that this year.
We should.
Maybe we could see if we can hop out on practice, like after practice or something, and see what I'm made of. It's going to be a really sad sight. We can get the whole broadcast crew. I'm going to volunteer our director, Jack Bridges, to do it too. He's shaking his head, but he's going to do it for sure. Here comes a great team once again. That goes just underneath the stick of Bryce Johnson. And now here comes the Scarlet team trying to move it on out. Johnson in on the forecheck once again. And now Jackson Wyatt on the forecheck. Wyatt toe drag. His shot goes off the pad of Doug Wakeland. And that puck's chipped into the corner by Charlie Masick. And now the gray team's going to recoil in their own end. Up the wing, tipped into the zone by Hayden Siegel. Wakeland's out to play that one. That's played around the wall, and a big hit behind the play from Bryce Johnson. He laid the lumber on Mark Gordon Jr. Interestingly enough, the Gordon brothers are on opposite teams tonight. So
wonder if they drove to the rink together or not.
I do wonder that. I mean, it's cool to have another pair of last names, but at least it's not Max and Alec Johnson or Cole and Jackson Wyatt, where it's pretty easy to, per se, differentiate them because one has a junior attached to the name and the other doesn't. So that one's always nice, and it also helps that they're on different teams tonight as well. So we got a quick break to clean up the snow off the ice at the 16:27 mark, 2-0 in favor of the gray team. Jackson Wyatt and Tristan Rand scoring for the gray squad. I mean, this Scarlet team doesn't have many slouches either, Bo. I mean, you look at some of these guys, there is a pretty big makeup of the younger guys, I feel like, on the Scarlet team, though, for sure. And some guys who are kind of like fill-in guys. You have Shane Dean from the Las Vegas Storm filling in. We're going to try not to butcher this name, but what we got down is Nikodem Wroblewski, number 25 in Scarlet, kind of filling in. So we got the claps from Kyle Sparrow, our rinkside reporter. So I hope we said that name right. We did our due diligence outside of asking the player himself, and that puck goes into the bench.
Then you have veterans like Caleb Strong, Devin Nagra, Joey Carollo. Those guys are going to play huge roles on this team this year.
100%. Caleb Strong the same. He's a senior, or his senior season this season, year 4. That just went up, almost hitting our camera operator, Rolando. Now here comes Heath Mensch on the left wing, shooting one, misses the net just wide. So the 15:40 mark, shots are 6-4 in favor of Gray. A bit of technical difficulty here with the camera. 15.5 to go. Now here's Heath Mensch trying to work it to Gordon, and that gets played down low. Now Mario DiMaggio with it over the red line. He gains his own. DiMaggio shooting one. Loose puck out in front, and it gets cleared out to the side. So now it's Tristan Rand in the near side corner against Joey Carollo. And Shane Dean now on the far side wall. That gets soccered along by Dylan Ford, another veteran on this group. And we got the camera feed back up and running. Sorry for those technical difficulties. Now there's Mark Gordon Jr. with it. And that gets stopped up by Ryan Pawlitzki, shooting one off the stick of Doug Wakeland. Now Joey Carollo with it, winding up a rush. He hits Dean. Dean drops it off now. On the left wing, a shot from the outside hits the high glass, and it gets chipped right back in. And Dean's back on it. Hayden Siegel cuts off that pass to the point, and Jackson Wyatt recovers a loose puck. An ill-advised pass. And Siegel the shot in tight off the pad of Wakeland. So now here's Caleb Strong with it. Through center. Strong plays it out to the left wing. Backhanded in front. They score. It looked like it's Caleb Strong getting on the board, and it is. For the first time tonight, the Scarlet team scores. And basically right on cue there, Bo, as well. Caleb Strong finding the back of the net. It looked like could have been Caleb Strong or Jake Stevens. Stevens was leading the fist bump line there in front of Strong, but either way, I mean, kind of a usual hockey play there, you know, just drive the net, put something towards the goal mouth, and hope for the best.
Yeah, hope it goes in. Go to the net hard.
And that's something that you're taught at a very, very, very young age. So we have a goaltending change now. Luke Fundator comes out at the 13-minute mark. And Owen Zanone, the new goaltender on the Skating Rebels this year, comes in. Luke Fundator, a Vegas native, winning a national championship with the program last year. And that almost goes up and hits Rolando once again. Now there's Evan West on the near side, chipping it off the wall. Now Heath Mensch pulls up. Centering try for Gordon, and that gets knocked off of his stick, and Carollo ties his man up. A bit of a mess in front, and a pair of great players hit each other in neutral ice. And then Gray's going to recover in their own end and turn things north, but Evan West stops that initial attempt at a rush in its tracks. And here's Heath Mensch once again. Mensch over to the wing, a shot blocked in the skates of Mario DiMaggio. And DiMaggio with it again. Here's Carollo. Off the stick of Evan West, who gets changed up. Now here comes Tristan Rand moving on in. He gets canceled out by Jake Stevens.
Nice defensive play.
And it's a great effort from Stevens there, too, to cancel out Rand. I'm sure you have some horror stories being a D-man, Bo, going up against Rand in practice, just how fast he is, or just how quick, if he gets one step on you around the edge, you're gone.
Cooked. You're cooked. Yeah, Randy, one of the fastest players I've ever been on the ice with, and you don't want to get burned by Randy.
And how do you really stop that either? Just let's go into your mind. You know, you're going into, I guess, a 2-on-2 rush coming your way. You got your D partner on the left wing, and you got Tristan Rand coming up to you on, I guess, his left wing, your right wing. He cuts outside. Like, what's in your mind at that point?
Right. Well, you want to keep a tight gap, but at the same time, if you have too tight of a gap, then he's just going to blow by you. So you kind of got to find that happy medium, and just like you said, try and keep him to the outside, because if you give him a step, he's going to burn you.
Who got the best of who most?
Definitely Randy got the best of me. Great player.
Would have thought maybe it would have been funny if you got the best of the most of the time.
Maybe once.
Had
maybe
his number?
once or twice. No.
But even watching a few of the practices, like you said, it's just insane.
He can
watching
wheel.
him go to work, and just he skates so low too and kicks so high at the end of his strides, and just a really, really fast player. And he also loves to shoot the puck.
Right.
If the ACHA tracked shots, like shot attempts and like individual shots for each player, I guess shot attempts as a whole. Shot attempts is probably the best thing. I really wonder what his stat line would be in that case.
Me too. And really strong on his skates too.
Oh, yeah,
Tough to knock
sure.
off the puck.
Because that's some things that happen, right, is where you got a really fast guy, but he can't really, I guess, per se, he can't stay on his edges, can't stay on his feet, right? Like, you have these wheels, but you step out to the outside, defenseman just kind of gives you a light shove into the boards, you're done, you lose the puck, you're separated, that's it, the rush is killed. But like you said, Randy is just really strong on his feet. He's not a guy that really gets knocked over too much, and it's a lot of squats. A lot of squats.
A lot of squats.
What does he squat? Do you know?
I don't know. I know
we need to figure that out.
His driver goes about 320, so.
Ooh-wee. Mine probably goes about 320 feet to the right. Got to work on my slice. It's wicked.
We'll work on it this year.
There we go. We got to. We do some winter golf. It's nice enough in Vegas to do like a noon tee time somewhere.
Right.
Maybe we can have a golf club sponsor us. So like Valley High, come on down.
Yeah, or the Win or Shadow.
Yeah, the Win would be really nice. I'd like the Win.
Me too.
I think the Spit and Chicklets play at the Win too.
They did.
The Sandbaggers,
yep.
Yeah. It's a beautiful course.
Beautiful.
So if there are any parents watching, you got some money to spend, and you want to come out and you don't know about the Win Golf Course, I think it's like $350 a person for a round. But
yeah, take us out. We'd love to.
Let us know. Let us know. We'll make sure to have the broadcast more dialed in on opening night when you guys come back. But for Parents Weekend, take us out, and we'll have a good time. Certainly. We'll take any course, but the Win would be really cool. The shot from the point there gets directed away. That's Asher Witz, one of the new freshmen. And now Devin Nagra. Really, last season for Nagra was it didn't feel like a freshman year for him. It really didn't. You shared the back end with him a few times, and it really was kind of one of those things where he stepped in And I likened him to Matias Del Monte a lot. Like that's kind of who I see taking the mantle that he left, because he's just a very patient, methodical, smooth defenseman in the back end that can really keep it locked down for you.
100%. I think another player, too, that has that same skill is Dylan Kuntz.
For sure,
A little heavier on the back end, not a guy you want to mess with, and I'm excited to watch those two guys this season.
Definitely. He's got a fist bump from Hayden Siegel as he got taken down in front of the net. And one guy who I can certainly tell you strong, for sure, the man in Scarlet opposite Hayden Siegel, Evan West. He is a workhorse.
He is, yeah, and that's another guy who I expect to have a good year as well. Big body, strong on his skates.
Oh, yeah.
Thinks the game
100%.
well.
And what a shot attempt there. That was Shane Dean, a youngin' out there trying to get around the edge. And we got a delay penalty coming up on the Scarlet team. And it looks like it was West. Yeah, it was Evan West who's going to be going. It looks like, I believe it's going to be a trip. But, I mean, working out with West at the gym a few times, he wakes up really early, which I cannot do all the time. That's insane. But just the fact that he wakes up so early and he can, I don't want to sell him short, so I'm going to go a lot higher, but I think his dumbbell incline press is like 80 or 90 pounds or something like that.
I believe it.
I'm like, wow, dude, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. But really, really good kid. Like you said, strong on his skates.
Great kid, yeah.
Kind of just
positive at all times.
Yeah, he's like kind of built like an ox. You know, he'll be a really good body in the corner, really take up a lot of space, maybe throw a few bumps on somebody here and there. So really, really big year for Evan West. We spotted another alumni, Bo. I don't know if you see on the Scarlet bench, but Bradley Gallant's behind the bench there for the Scarlet team, helping them out. It looks like he's coaching.
Yeah. It looks like he's doing a lot of coaching.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, he's definitely coaching.
There we go.
He's coached everybody up. He's having a laugh. Bradley Gallant, one of the premier guys of this program, and he just got the job done no matter what.
He did.
He was really just one of those guys. He doesn't jump out physically, right, because he's a bit smaller, but on the score sheet and really the impact on the game, it's immeasurable at times the way he plays.
Right, that class really helped bring UNLV to the next level. I mean, Alec Johnson, Mac Johnson, Jack Kennedy, Bradley Gallant, all those guys.
A little shout out to your brother there, no big deal.
Of course, have to.
There's a centering try there. That was Hayden Siegel sweeping it to the middle of the ice. It's up to get it to Bryce Johnson in the slot. Now the Scarlet team trying to get a breakout going. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Scarlet team trails 2-1 to the Gray team. And now that's sent in by Jake Stevens on his backhand, and it gets wrapped around the boards for Dean, who plays it to the middle of the ice, and that's picked up. That was Gordon. Now Kuntz with it. He turns back. That was a big hit there right up against our broadcast booth by Estabrook. Laying the wood on Ricky Permy. And we got another penalty. It's Estabrook who goes down at center. It's going to be a hold with 4:04 to go. And Estabrook is going to be the one sitting, so Scarlet goes. Scarlet goes down a man once again, and we saw Devin Nagger making some jokes with Oliver Band.
See what kind of power play they're going to be running here.
Yeah, it's a good first look at the power play for sure. And just touch on the crowd for a moment here too, Bo. This is a normal home game crowd almost for this team, and it's just a scrimmage. It's pretty remarkable.
It is.
Standing room only at City National Arena. Lots of Scarlet and Gray, and a one-time drive from Tristan Rand just over the crossbar. Scared a few fans right behind the glass. They're holding their ears. So that's something that a lot of people need to start getting used to if they're going to stand on the glass, just how loud those shots are actually when they come off the end boards of the glass. But the more you're around it, the more you get used to it, and our broadcast booth is literally right next to the bench, so we see and hear a lot of things on this end of the ice, and including having a few pucks come our way and come through the netting and hit drinks or coffees or laptops. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. A shot off the blocker of Wakeland. Here's Ford taking it down low. Dylan Ford with it. Gets a screen from Oliver Band. Now up top. Now here's Tristan Rand, top of the circle. Pump fake, tries to dance through traffic and gets stripped by Joey Carollo, who tries to send it down the length of the ice, but it gets gloved down at the red line. Might look like Sean Karaman, and that gets sent rink wide for Heath Mensch. Mensch now at the top of the zone at the point. Now it's Pavlinski, rink wide for Gordon. To the slot, that pass gets cut off by Strong, and he hits Estabrook all alone. Estabrook shoots, he scores. Brady Estabrook, how do you do? Scarlet ties the game up at 2. And really, Bo, that play starts with, it starts and ends with Caleb Strong. I mean, just that cutoff and that pass, and then just really the heads-up play to start that breakout, get that outlet pass up the ice quick, really made that play.
Right, and these new guys coming in here, taking a step to the next level, it's just that much quicker. You got to be that much quicker with it, whether it's making a breakout pass, chipping it high off the glass. Everything's a little bit quicker here.
And that's something that some guys didn't struggle with. Tristan Rand is one of those guys who just adjusted right away. And I mean, it's pretty easy when you already played a million miles an hour to adjust to a faster game. But yeah, man, like you said, you played junior hockey out here. You played USPHL for the Thunderbirds. They're now known as the Henderson Force out in at the America First Center in Henderson. I mean, a lot of these guys did play USPHL hockey previously, but now just with this recruiting class as we hit the final minute of the first half, there are guys that played in the OHL. There are guys who are playing BCHL. It's just, and you're seeing it around the country. You're getting more and more D1 transfers in to the ACHA, and with the new junior hockey rules, with all the different rules that they've changed, allowing for more years and for guys from different junior leagues like the CHL to come play college, that really changes the game. And at the NCAA D1 level, you're seeing guys that played really high-level hockey in the WHL, OHL, the Q, come down and play at Michigan State, Penn State. It's just changing the landscape slowly but surely.
100%. It opens so many doors for all those Canadian players or guys that played major junior. On the other hand, though, it also closes doors for a lot of guys who are kind of on that bubble, whose spots are now being taken from those guys that played major junior. But at the end of the day, it's going to be great for college hockey, and it's just going to be that much better.
Most certainly. So 2-2 after a half hour of hockey here at City National Arena. The Scarlet and Gray teams all knotted up. We got another half hour of 5-on-5 play, and then right after, we got a shootout. But first, we have to take a quick break, get the ice resurfaced, and we'll come right back at you in a few moments. The second half is getting set to go here at City National Arena, 2-2 between the Scarlet and Gray teams in the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game. If you're still here, thanks for sticking around. And if you're new to the broadcast right this second, thanks for joining us. I'm Dominic Lavoie, your play-by-play commentator, joined by Bo Kennedy, full-time ringside reporter now this season for the Skating Rebels, former Skating Rebels defenseman and 2025 national champion. We got pointed out by Joey Carollo. Got a little shout out there. So, Bo, the first half of the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game is all said and done. We had a quick second for a breather. What do you make of the first half?
I'm just impressed with the compete out here. Looks like both teams really want to win, and these new guys, they also look really good.
And I like the fact that on this end here, we got Luke Fundater in between the pipes for the red team once again. So we're getting a good little rotation. We saw Fundater come out for a brief moment during that game, and now back in between the pipes is Las Vegas native. So once again, after this 30-minute second half wraps up, we're going to have a shootout for funsies, not necessarily to determine anything. Unless these two teams are still tied, then it would kind of determine a little something. But nonetheless, the shootout's going to be very, very fun. It's my favorite part of the scrimmage, easily. So on the other end, we still got Owen Zanone in between the pipes. Now here comes Gordon on the backhand. He gets chased away from the net by Asher Witz. Now here comes Luke Backel, chasing the puck in below the goal line. Now it gets played to the opposite corner for Luke Baker, excuse me. So now up the left wing, off the tape of Hayden Siegel, out to come and play it is Fundater, who sweeps it around the wall. And the icing is going to be waved off. And now up top for DiMaggio, a shot off the stick of Zanone. And a second chance opportunity from Estabrook is steered away by the freshman netminder. And now Carollo back to Corrales, pressured by Tristan Rand. Rand ties up Carollo, he wins the puck battle. Rand steps through, his shot gets blocked, it gets gloved down now by Gordon, shoots one into the glove of Fundater, and a pretty good shot selection there from Gordon. I mean, just gloving down a puck, kind of with not a lot of time there, Bo, and then trying to pick the far side there, but Fundater, good positioning, and snips it out of the air with the glove.
Great positioning there. There was a screen in front, and Fundy got a glove on it.
So we got Heath Mensch digging in. Opposite Masick, Mensch wins the draw. That's Pavlinski, can't play that through Stevens. Now down low, that's Permy. Now it gets played off the glass and down the length of the ice. Arm raised on the linesman for an icing at the 27-20 mark. And counting, 13-10 are the shots here. That's not a lot of shots on goal this game.
Tight match.
Very, very tight check-in match for sure. And surprised we didn't come to that conclusion earlier. That first half was very, very tight. There wasn't a lot of ice to go around, and as that shot goes off the mask of Fundater.
Do you want to do predictions for the final?
We'll do it over-under first since we're in Vegas, right?
Love it.
So I'll say the line for this game will go in regulation. I kind of want to say like
6.5?
I was thinking 6.5. So we got Jack writing down our stuff here. So we got 6.5, the over-under. What do you? Let's make like some real-time betting lines here. Let's make some real time. What would we say? Maybe like 6.5 over under. I'll say the under, as it looks right now, I think the under is like a good 5-1 favorite.
Okay.
Say under's 5-1. Oh, we got some actual numbers. All right, so we got Gray minus 170, Scarlet plus 120. Thanks, Jack. There we go. So that's all right. Let's final score prediction. I'll say Gray. Since I'm taking the under, I'm going to say Gray 4-2.
I like that too. You know what? I'll go red 4-3.
Red 4-3. So you're taking Scarlet plus 120 in the over. Okay, got it. I'm taking Gray minus 170 in the under. We'll see how that goes. So, Jack, you got that? I got the under. Got Gray in the under, and Bo's got Scarlet in the over. There we go.
Loser buys lunch next week.
I can work with that, or opening night.
Perfect.
Opening night. There we go. Loser buys dinner opening night.
It's a deal.
Shake on it. There we go. We got witness. No witnesses, but we'll hold each other accountable. See, we have fun here. 24.5 minutes to go in the second half. There's a bit more bumping going on out there, but still a tight checking game. Getting a report from Jack. The Chargers beat the Chiefs in Brazil, their Week 1 matchup. 27-21. Are you happy about that, Jack? He's very happy about that. There we go. NFL Week 1 getting started. The Raiders opening their season on the road against the New England Patriots. I'm a Patriots fan personally. I know you're a Minnesota guy. You know, we got J.J. McCarthy. Obviously, Justin Jefferson stepping back up again. So
right, there's been some friendly banter between me and Oliver Band, being a Chicago fan.
Ooh-wee. That's a big year for Chicago.
I don't think
too.
I'll be watching the game in his room.
No more Matt Eberflus this year. Got Ben Johnson. It's going to be a fun year in the NFC North. I mean, you got Micah Parsons up there too with the Packers. I'm sure Jackson Wyatt, a Packers faithful, is very happy about that trade.
Dylan Kuntz.
Yeah, Dylan Kuntz as well. It looks like we got a problem with Owen Zanone. Did he lose a skate blade or something like that? He might have lost a skate blade, or he might be shaken up here. Trying to figure out what's going on. Looks like he lost a skate blade. They're looking at his skate, it appears. They got Anthony Apoliano, the equipment manager, trotting out. Seen that happen a couple times, Mo, out here. Seeing a goalie lose their skate blade. It's probably the worst feeling ever, though, is losing a skate blade. That's not a good time at all.
No, I couldn't imagine as a goalie either what's going through your head.
Yeah, you're just kind of lost. You know, you're just trying to push off the plastic and nothing's working. You got your pads greased up too, so is it called Easy Glide that goes on like the inside of the pad, so you slide better on the ice. I think it's Easy Glide.
Yeah.
Can't really imagine that. Trying to figure out what's going on. I think they are looking at his skate right now. Got about everybody looking at him right now. Well, he's going off the ice. So Doug Wakeland comes back on, and Owen Zanone comes off. So we're going to hope for the best for Owen Zanone, the freshman netminder. Still not entirely clear if it was a equipment malfunction or if it was an injury. Nonetheless, 22:48 to go in the second half of this game. So we got two Scarlet goalies in net, Luke Fundater and Doug Wakeland. The color of their jersey doesn't matter much, I suppose. You know what net you're shooting on, I hope. And in the meantime, too, we were supposed to bring you a quick intermission interview with Kyle Sparrow. We had some technical difficulties. See if we can get Kyle's attention here. He's locked in. He's editing right now. He spoke with Mario DiMaggio about the fake beauties on the team. So maybe it's good that it didn't air. Don't want to start anything. But I'm sure these guys they're good at taking jokes. So
Of course.
is fake beauty kind of thrown around the team like that, or?
Fake beauty. No, I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, I can't say I have either. I know Zoe Salas, our other ringside reporter, she said she didn't really hear about that. As that shot goes just over the net. That was Luke Backel moving on in. Now here's Devin Nagra up top. A centering try, backhanded on by Stevens. And that doesn't go. That's sent up the left wing and off sides. That's Hayden Siegu who got caught off. And that's a hard thing to do, I feel like, Bo, is to get caught off sides when you have Tristan Rand leading the rush. But things happen.
Things do happen, yeah. It definitely isn't a great feeling as a player when you go offside, but people make mistakes at the end of the day. Just go out and get the next one.
Exactly. It's a good mindset. It's a very, very good mindset. So about 21 minutes, just under 21 minutes and counting. There's Jackson Wyatt, the said Packers fan. He sent that one in initially for the Gray team. Now up top, whacked on and off the pads. That was Dylan Kuntz from the point. And that goes off of Fundator's blocker. Once again, that was Kuntz letting that shot go. He swings it D to D. There's Wyatt shooting one, blocked down in front and picked up by Caleb Strong. Looked like it may have hit Nagra or Siegel on its way towards the net. Now down low for the Gray team. Now it's back up top. And now there's Ryan Pawlinski, overskates the puck a little bit and gets bumped hard and high by Estabrook. Now there's DiMaggio. DiMaggio moving on in. And that shot gets tipped up into the high glass. And into the netting. We have a stoppage, 19:23 to go. So far, I mean, I'm going to jinx it probably, but the under is looking good.
The under is looking good.
The under is looking good tonight so far.
Vegas, they always know.
Yeah, Vegas kid. I mean, I used to sports bet when I was younger. It's not illegal. Like, I just give my grandma money, and she would go to the sports book for me, and I always bet on the Patriots in the playoffs, so they always won, and I always took home some money. But those years that they played, you know, the Ravens or maybe the Broncos, I probably could have bet on the Ravens or the Broncos those couple times that they beat them. But Jack said, pretty sure that's illegal. Well, hey, I don't know what to tell you. That was like a decade ago, man. That was literally a decade ago, yeah. That was way back in the day when we still had Tom Brady, guys like Chris Hogan. Yeah, that's a good pull. Chris Hogan's a good pull.
Some good name drops.
Really, really good group of guys in New England. Dion Lewis.
Good team to cheer for.
For sure. Miles Jack was also down in the AFC Championship game. I was trying to rage bait Jack, but he wasn't listening. Or he's not acknowledging it. Miles Jack was down, though. He was. He's shrugging at me, so. But yeah, the NFL is starting up now. That's a great sign for the sportsbook skier and also just sports fans.
Absolutely.
You know, especially with how many Saturday games there are. I'm sure the guys get together a lot on Sundays when they don't have homework, watch the NFL after a weekend. Always a big deal. UNLV Rebel football team at Allegiant Stadium tomorrow evening. They're playing UCLA, a really, really big test. UCLA is in the Big 12, correct?
Big 10.
Big 10.
I want to say.
No, Big 12.
I want to say they moved to the Big 10.
USC and UCLA went to the Big 12, I think.
Thought it was Big 10, but we'll have Sparrow fact check us.
He's getting on it now. There we go. But regardless, it's a big year for the Rebel football program. Dan Mullen leading the Rebels 2-0 so far this season. They beat Sam Houston last week. They beat Idaho State in their season opener and home opener in week 0. They are in the Big 10. Interesting. I didn't really think they were going to be in the Big 10. That's shocking. Good ball knowledge.
Thank you.
Good ball knowledge. And Jack says Dom doesn't know ball. I mean, I was close. Big 10, Big 12.
Same thing.
Both Power 4 conferences. Both have big in their name, and they're more than 10, so it works. The shoe fits for now. It's been a long day anyway, you know. But nonetheless, just a big year for the Rebel football program. They got their first bowl win in 20 years last year in the LA Bowl against Cal.
Yeah, one went away from the college football playoffs.
They were. If they didn't lose twice to Boise State, that'd be a completely different season for UNLV. But at the same time, too, though, you can't really say Ashton Genty for that Boise State team was kind of the motor behind those wins against UNLV, like the way he was in 2023 in that Mountain West championship game. And now, obviously, Ashton Genty is a Raider back in Las Vegas. He has Las Vegas faithful rooting for him as Wakeland makes a stop on Backel. 16-20 and counting remains in this second half. So still the under's looking good.
It is.
The under's looking good. 14-12 are the shots. Gray leading that battle. It's really interesting, really rare to have such a low shooting game for UNLV, but at the same time, I mean, it's been tight checking. It's a scrimmage. These guys have been playing against each other basically all month long since school, right before school came back. So,
right, I would have expected high scoring, a lot of shots, a lot of opportunities, but like you said, it's been tight checking and not a ton of opportunities yet in the second half for either team.
And now to kind of be that media personality, let's just do that, right? Do we, as a coach or a player, do you get more concerned if in a scrimmage game you're not scoring or if you're scoring too much?
It's a tough question. I think it's a little bit of both, really. You're happy with your defense. You're happy with your goaltending in a low-scoring game. On the other hand, maybe you expect a little bit more out of your forward core or defensemen stepping up on the back end and scoring goals. But, yeah, either way, really, I think they're both positives.
So how do you differentiate that? Do you try and compartmentalize? Like, okay, the goaltending was really good, but we had grade A chances. Is that the kind of thing?
Yeah, I don't know. I just haven't seen a ton of high-scoring opportunities in the second half. Goalies have made some big saves like we've seen, but hopefully down the stretch here we get some opportunities for both teams.
Yeah, no crazy grade A chances, which for me, I'm happy with that. Not allowing grade A chances. Because those come in a dime a dozen anyways.
Right.
in a game. So defense wins championships, obviously. And if your defense is playing good, that's the best indicator is we have a scoring chance here. Moving on in, and a shot just underneath the armpit on Fundator. That was Luke Baker trying to go low glove, but Fundator's able to squeeze tight and seal that crack off.
Yeah, that was nice hesitation there by Baker. Pausing, and then snapping it. Good save by Fundator.
Got a good song here, too. Fred's in low places. I can get behind that. It's a good one.
Yeah, great tune.
Kyle Sparrow is singing it. We heard that. Don't act like you're a coffin now.
Here's an opportunity.
Blazing up the wing, driving on in, and it gets poked away by Mensch, it looked like. That was Shane Dean trying to bust around the edge. That scoring chance gets negated. Now here comes the Scarlet team once again. That gets poked and directed towards the net, and it goes off the side of the cage. It looked like that was Mark Gordon Jr. trying to feed it to the goal mouth, and now up the ice is a great team just out of the reach of Heath Mensch, who goes and gets changed. Now staying on the topic of music, Bo, who had the best playlist in your time in the locker room?
That's a good question. A lot of guys had good tunes. I would say Dylan Ford always had good beats, whether it's before practice, before a game.
So we talking rap, country, house?
Before practice, primarily country.
Okay, nice little chilled out vibe.
Yeah, for sure, chilled out. And then before games, rap, rock, just whatever got the boys going, really. Post game, I think, is even more important, though.
Yeah.
Of course, if you get the win, you want to have good tunes in the locker room. So last year, our win song was Gwen Stefani, blanking
Sweet
on the
Escape?
name right. Sweet Escape, thank you. Great
That's
tune.
a good one. That's a good one.
Great tune.
That must have hit after winning the title.
It did.
Must
Yeah, we
have hit
played
a
it on
lot.
the bus on the way back to the hotels along with We Are the Champions. So
there you go. You got to.
Good moments there for sure.
Who's like the team favorite artist in each genre, per se?
I would say last year, country.
I want to take a guess.
Okay, take a guess.
Each one. Country. I want to go out on a limb and say Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan did get played a lot last year. I would say he would probably be number 2 behind. Do you want to guess?
Is it Morgan Wallen?
It is Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I guess. Morgan's just like, he's kind of like the Coke or Pepsi of country music now. Like everyone likes Morgan Wallen, I feel like. Unless you're like super traditional country music. I don't like pop country. But Morgan Wallen's good. Really good live, too.
Yeah, you've seen him live?
Yeah, I saw him at Allegiant Stadium right before last season started.
Cool.
In August. He walked out with Tom Brady, which was really cool.
No big deal.
It was really, really cool. Social media or media manager Megan Roma got me those tickets. It was a good time.
Shout out
very
Meg.
good time. But that's the only country concert I've been to. It's one of 3.
Okay.
Actually.
What other concerts have you been to?
I saw Future a few weeks later last year at T-Mobile Arena. You were there.
I was there too.
Had a crazy outfit on, but you know, it is what it is. And then I saw Brent Fayez the week before, or the year before, I mean, in 2023. So that was a good time. And we have a 3-on-3-ish coming the other way, and that shot gets blocked. It looked like it was blocked by Dylan Gordon. And it was Dylan Gordon who blocked that shot, getting on a knee. There's Hayden Siegel sweeping it out front. Shot gets blocked. That was Landon Hidman trying to find the net. Now Ban. D to D. Here's Hidman. Feeding it to the goal mouth. Loose puck. Mensch shoots off the pad of Fundator, and it gets turned the other way.
Big save.
By the Scarlet squad. About 9 minutes, just over 9 and counting to go in the second half. And another shot from the point. That was Stevens. went right into the chest of Doug Wakeland. So we have another quick break. So now we can get back to the guessing game here. So Morgan Wallen was a favorite country artist last year. So we could go rock.
Rock.
next.
Okay. Rock I felt like was played less than rap for sure, but let's hear it. What are your guesses?
AC/DC.
AC/DC is a classic. They were for sure played often.
Not the favorite?
I don't know if there was a favorite.
It's just kind of like whatever came on, whatever hair metal, hair rock came on, just rocking with it.
Right, something to get the boys going.
Some Metallica, some AC/DC.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Let's see. So rap music. Let's see.
A lot of Canadians on the team.
I mean, Drake.
That's a good hint for you. Yeah, Drake was played a lot.
There we go. Drake. I know Kodak Black was really big a couple years ago.
Yeah,
really,
he was.
really big on the team. That was your brother's era.
Right.
Kodak Black, yeah. Here's Rand, and his shot gets blocked way up high into the air, almost hitting the ceiling. That's happened a couple of times last season, hitting a lighter the ceiling. It's always kind of a funny moment when that happens. Don't want to shatter a light though. That wouldn't be fun at all.
No.
Mensch with a shot in tight. Goes off the chest of Fundator. He makes another blocker save on Dylan Kuntz. And now Stevens around the goal line, gets bumped by Rand, and he skates through the contact and chips it down into the zone. Under 8.5 and counting left in this second half of play. A reminder, there's going to be a shootout between these two teams right after that. Here's Tristan Rand shooting one and airmails it to the high glass, and it rings out for Stevens, who touches it to the middle of the ice for Evan West. West tries to center it, doesn't get there. Stevens recovers from the half wall. He looks. Stevens now down low for West, who swings it further down below the goal line, and now lining it up as a Scarlet team and sent back in by McIntosh. Now West whacks one towards the net and doesn't make it there. Niagara pinches and keeps his own. Now West all by his lonesome now. He's joined by Caleb Strong in the corner, and we got a delayed penalty coming up, and I'd imagine it's going to be on Caleb Strong for a cross check, and it is. He's going to give the official his regards and skate over to the penalty box. So 7:08 to go and counting. Feels like minute-by-minute updates here as the game keeps trudging on. Face-off won by the gray team. Now Mensch up top for Ford. Ford head fakes. Mensch now on the power play, shooting one. Loose puck out in front, directed up top, stopped up at the blue line by Ford. Now centering try off the pad. That was Rand. Here's Mensch pinching from the circle. Centering try, Ban in tight. Can't get a stick on it. A quick whistle. That was still loose, but the Scarlet team will take that whistle on a new draw.
Some good opportunities there for Gray.
And Gray has definitely looked very good all night, but I mean, I feel like they just have a lot more veterans on this team and like experienced guys versus a Scarlet team. This isn't a commentary on how these teams were picked. We don't know how these teams were picked. We're just saying our observation, right? But regardless, really tight checking game from both sides of this team. And that's something that still, to me, you're going to like to see if you're the coaching staff. Just not giving up a lot, but obviously it's a completely different hockey game where you're not playing against your teammates and your buddies that you either live with or go to class with or see every day. And you're going up against guys you see 2 to 4 times a year. It's under 6 to go now. The penalty to Caleb Strong is expiring in about 5 seconds. And that clearance attempt hit the linesman. They're sitting up on the bench, and that's going to be a high sticking penalty. Coming up on the Scarlet team.
Question for you, Dom. If you were in the locker room, Oxen, who are you playing?
Am I following the same kind of formula that the team has?
No, you do you. Whatever you're feeling.
I like really kind of motivational stuff. How I'm going to follow this up is going to sound crazy. And I know Jack is going to start laughing at me as soon as I say this. But I like motivational stuff. Like, I like some Nipsey Hussle. He's good.
Okay.
This is the part where Jack's going to laugh. There's some really good, like, NBA Youngboy songs that get me in my bag. But yeah, Nipsey Hussle, NBA Youngboy, some Gunna, and like the occasional Drake. You know, Drake's classics.
Fair.
Country-wise, it'd be a lot of Morgan Wallen, but I'm starting to really get turned on to the oldies. Like I think my favorite country song for the last few months is Amarillo by Morning.
Great song.
It's a great song. Absolutely unreal. So that's a good one. It's a really, really good one. I like me some Travis Tritt, George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, obviously. You got to. But I just like having some range, some John Summit post-game maybe.
Like it.
You know, can't really hate John Summit.
Hard to.
What is it? K-pop Demon Hunt? No, I'm not watching that. That's a show, right, Jack? Or that's a movie? Yeah, no, I'm not watching that. Nah. Good Will Hunting watches that movie any day. Goodwill, that's another good poll. Good Will Hunting. Movie-wise.
Good opportunity from Luke Baker there.
For sure. I mean, drive the slot. And really, that was kind of, this might be a reach, but that was like Austin Matthews-esque on that last play. Just coming in, your left-handed shot, the play's on the right wing, and then you have your stick on the ice, you're ready for the pass, and then you get the pass on your tape, and you immediately load up for a shot. It's pretty good. That's a National League play. And for any parents watching the broadcast right now, I think we're talking too much. This isn't how the broadcast usually is. We're just having some fun, letting loose a little bit on the old broadcast for the scrimmage game. October 10th, come that time, we're going to be dialed in and really locked in. So the shots, though, Bo, is really pulled away for Gray, 23-13 now. And it's kind of what I did say. Gray did really look, they looked good. They looked fast. They're snapping it around the zone, finding themselves in the right spot. And Scarlet scores as I'm saying that. Jake Stevens from the back end puts the Scarlet team up with 2:54 to go. Man, so, and that's an interesting one. I've never seen that, actually.
Looks like you got the Mark Stone celebration going a little bit there.
But that's something that a lot of people were talking about last year at Nationals. Can you confirm if that was a thing or not?
It definitely was a thing.
Okay, I see. Yeah, because I noticed that everyone flipped their sticks up and just held it up there. So it came directly from Mark Stone.
Mark Stone, yeah. Preston Brodziak started it, but yeah, that comes from our guy Stoner.
Jack just reminded us we're both losing, so.
Thanks, Jack.
Well, I mean, I'm winning the under though. Right now, I'm still winning the under. That's not how sports betting works, but that's how Dom's sportsbook works. Okay, it's my sportsbook. Yeah, we'll split the check. We'll buy our own food at opening night.
I gotta start going to you.
Yeah, like you buy my food, I'll buy yours. We can buy like something simple. Acai bowls.
Okay.
Dude, there's a bowlology right around the corner, downtown
Perfect.
Summerlin. You can get some pregame acai bowls.
Right. Shout out Mackenzie River too. They got great food up there.
Amazing food. I had a really good quarter pounder burger from up there pregame. You phantom taxed a couple of my fries. Everybody on the broadcast team phantom taxed some fries. They're a little salty that I didn't buy them anything, but I take care of these people.
Absolutely.
Regardless. Jack's shaking his head like I don't, but I do. Under 2 minutes to go now. The Scarlet team in the lead. on the scoreboard. Jake Stevens breaking through from the point moments ago. So we're going to see what happens here. The Scarlet team looks like they're puck ragging a little bit. Empty net for the gray team.
Nice keep on the blue line there by Dylan Kuntz.
And that gets wired out of the zone. So the extra attacker's on a minute 15. Jackson White gets stopped up. Offside is waved off. Tristan Randon on the floor check. Looks like it is kept in the zone by Johnson. In the final minute before the shootout here at City National Arena, the gray team trying to tie things up and maybe play for a win in the shootout. And now the gray team's going to have to recoil under 40 seconds to go now. And a late offsides whistle. I'm not tripping that was late, right?
That was late.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure. That wasn't freaking out a little bit. So 37.9. We got a timeout on the ice, so going to be sticking around a bit longer here before the shootout. Once again, opening night at home here at City National Arena, October 10th against the Utah Skatin' Utes. The official beginning of the team's defense of their national championship as well. And taking a look at the upcoming games, a pair of biggins, Bo, September 26th,
to say the least,
against Alaska, NCAA Division I, and October 4th against Denver University, a rematch in the Mile High City.
Those should be some good matchups.
Really, really good tune-ups in that Denver game the Saturday prior to the home opening weekend. And with those kind of games, right, is how big do you feel that, like, tune-up is? Because we talked about it last year when this team played Lindenwood, right, before the season started. How big of a tune-up is it for these guys to play an opponent like this right before the season starts, as Joey Carollo ices the game from way downtown. So the under hit, the under still hits, but neither of us win. The under hit, so you lose, but Scarlet wins, so you win. But, you know, and then we have an angel number on the board for Ryan Gilder for good measure. Fourth goal with 4.4 seconds to go. And that'll do it for the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage. And now comes the shootout. So that's what we're waiting on now.
Going back to your point about those tune-up games, I think they're huge. You just want to go out there and play your best, play your hardest. But for these guys to go out and play at that high level just sets the tone for the rest of the season. You're going out and playing a Denver or an Alaska, two great NCAA Division I programs, and then you come back to the ACHA level where you feel like you can almost fit in at the NCAA level, but coming back to that ACHA level, you're that top dog. You feel really good about where you're at, where your team's at, and hopefully that carries out through the rest of the year.
And iron sharpens iron. And we're going to see it here. Dylan Ford going first to the shootout for the Gray team. We can alternate calls here. I'll take Gray coming this way. You want to take
Sure.
Scarlet going the other way. There
Sure.
we go. So we got Dylan Ford. This is an interesting shootout lineup. Dylan Ford shooting first for the Gray team. He swings out wide to his left, moving on in, shooting one wide of the net. And Scarlet's up.
For Scarlet, we got Brady Estabrook, freshman, coming down on his forehand. Fires and squeaks through.
Was that a goal or did that counted? Looks like it counted. Here comes Sean Kerman the other way now. Little Mohawk turn in the slot. Clap bomb, he scores.
Beat it up.
Vintage Evgeny Malkin there.
Now we got Mario DiMaggio coming down. Oh, what a move.
Oh, my goodness. That was nasty.
Silky.
That was nasty. He can't even believe it either.
He knows it.
Kyle's jaws dropped, and now here comes Tristan Rain. He has a goal tonight. Moving on in, shooting one. Blocker save, Fundator. And up comes the Scarlet team again.
We got Mark Gordon Jr. coming down. Picks it up, winds to the right. Cuts back to the middle.
Oh,
ooh,
nasty.
Cheeky one.
All right. Here comes Oliver Band swinging out to his left. He cuts back in at the hash mark. Steeks and a good poke check by Fundator. Scarlet's back up.
Caleb Strong with the opportunity here. Comes in nice and slow. Oh,
another
controller
one.
died. Zuccarello,
So Ryan
backhand.
Johansson too.
Berries.
Hayden Siegel, the sophomore this year, moving on in. Siegel puts a few moves on off the crossbar. And that's nightmare fuel for Hayden Siegel.
Now we got Devin Nagra coming down. Backhand toe effort
nasty
there.
move, though.
Nice save.
Didn't know Nagra had hands like that in his bag of tricks.
Big time.
Jackson Wyatt, no Micah Parsons fan now, moving on in. Backhand just over the net with his clear tape in the wind behind him.
Vegas local, Joey Carollo coming down. Shoots, misses.
Just missing the net. Now Luke Baker, the freshman, swings out right the left-handed shot, moving on in at the hash mark, shooting one off the crossbar, but doesn't go.
Up next, we got Evan West. Swings to his right, comes down.
Pad
Nice
save. Dylan Kuntz now swinging out to his right, moving on with speed, head fake, and it just rolls off his stick.
Had him there with the Matt Hendricks paralyzer.
He did. He really did.
Luke Backel. Hey, how are ya?
Ooh-wee. Now here comes the great team once again. Bryce Johnson moving in, and it doesn't go.
Like the effort.
Very good move, though. Very good move.
Got Ryder McIntosh coming down. Coming from the right. Oh. Zanone reaches out there with the pad to make the save.
Now here's Heath Mensch, another Las Vegas local, moving in. Forehand, backhand, Forsberg. He scores.
Wow. Peter, silky, silky mitts.
Oh, another pad save.
Good save.
Here comes Dylan Gordon now. 23 like Jordan. Here comes Gordon between the legs. Pad save.
For Scarlet, we got Charlie Masek coming in with speed. Fake shot, tries to pull it back. Good save.
I believe everyone's getting a turn here tonight, actually, too, in the shootout. Now here we go, the great team once again moving on into the pad of Fundator.
Shane Dean coming down.
That's Landon Hinman for the great team. Shane Dean's shot doesn't go, and now here comes Ryan Pavlinski for Gray. Pavlinski moving on in, backhand, he scores.
Now we got Jake Stevens.
Game-winning goal.
Swings out to his left.
Oh,
Flips it up in the air and bats it in.
That is unreal. Here comes Ricky Permy.
Sounds good.
Some alumni is coming through. Matias Dalmonte, Nick Flanders, and Kyle Quinn saying their how do you do's, and that'll do it here in the shootout for the Scarlet and Gray scrimmage game. Thank you all for sticking around this far. Thank you, Bo, for joining me in the broadcast booth. Good work tonight, my man.
Thank
Good
you, Dom.
debut.
That was awesome.
And to you, the fans tuning in, whether it's after the fact or if you tuned in live the whole night, thank you all for watching. Once again, opening night is some ways away, October 10th, right here at City National Arena against the Utah Skating Utes. There's going to be a banner raised and in the official beginning of the UNLV Skating Rebels title defense on behalf of Bo Kennedy, Kyle Sparrow, Zoe Salas, Jack Bridges, Gene Gomez, Rolando Guerrero, Kyle Kinsey, and myself, Dominic Wan, everyone else here at the UNLV Skating Rebels broadcast team. We thank you for tuning in. We ask that you take care of yourself and you come on back October 10th to see the Skating Rebels begin their title defense.